Mr. Marson, what are you looking at this morning? We're going to talk some of these stocks I own that are underwater. Or are we going to talk about a new one?
A couple of trades. As I mentioned last show, I was looking to sell more than buy, and Bakesy's favorite pick of mine because it actually had a good chart when I bought it at 15. Technologies has been mostly sold. It's about $60 today. It's a year and a half old trade. It's 4 times revenues and 35 times earnings. And in general, small cap aerospace has been on a massive run. And that chart looks great. I sell good charts for the most part. I buy bad charts for the most part. Every once in a while, I find a good chart because it's been so bad so long. The base and little knife. That's the kind of chart this was when I bought it at 15. And 4x in 18 months is a pretty good win. And it's probably 90% gone from the long portfolio today. It was a nice position.
So you're taking it off.
Yeah, I'm down to the tag end position right now. Yes, sir. Less than it's about a 1% position. It started at 4 and went to 10. So yeah, it's been sold quite a bit.
All right, that's a hell of a winner.
I'm declaring victory on Intest in a very short run. INTT, not victory is for selling, but the purchase comments were started in the 6 range on this show about 10 months ago, maybe 10. I think it was April, May, and I did a starter position in, filled it in at 8.5 from Steamboat Springs a month and a half ago, and now that hit 13. So my basis is 7. It's nice having a 70%, 80% win in a year to sort of prevent me from screwing this up totally. But I would not sell this and have not sold a share. In fact, on any dips, I would buy more because it's still a very cheap. As long as the dip in the stock were not created by an imploding fundamental background, which I don't think is going to happen. But with this war and the economy and the implosion in private credit and who knows what going on with CapEx spending for data centers, now that NVIDIA has told OpenAI they get 30 billion in tranches and no 100 billion, and people are starting to pull back from data center build outs and stuff. There's still a big fundamental kick to the economy for building out data centers. But I think we might have reached, data center leverage peak sentiment. And I think, we all know the sentiment peaks way before the fundamentals in these secular growth themes. Someone mentioned a story about that happened with the railroad stocks or the electricity stocks back in the 20s, where they peaked the build out was 5 years afterwards, and the stock peaked 5 years before the peak fundamentals from the build out of the companies. So I don't know if this is, I think the fact that there's lots of delays in this is interesting as a buying opportunity when they get hit. Now they've gone to 4 and 5 times revenues, and Robert doesn't buy 5 times revenues ever. I buy 1.5, 2.5. I sell at 4, 5, and 6, and they go to 8.
I think you bought NVIDIA once just as an FU trade.
I did. I sold it at 190. I bought NVIDIA at 120, sold it at 190 or ish, I think it was, give or take.
So Bakes, tell us where's the buy if you want to buy this Intest on dips. Where do you want to be buying it on the chart? What does the chart say?
Is this Intest we're talking about? INTT?
Yeah.
I mean, here's Robert's buy roughly around here, April, May. I think that's great. Would I bought it? No, because it's it was mired here for a while.
Chart, yeah.
I'm just impressed by, I sound like a broken record, but when stocks react well to earnings, that's a positive. And when stocks shrug or go down on earnings, that's a negative. I think almost unabashedly so. But what I like is the volume pickup. I mean, this looks like it's 4 or 5 times. This is the weekly chart that I have here. And we took out this level here on the earnings report, which is great. And I think this is a likely place to stop up here at 1435 or so, which is the 2024 peak. But yeah, and my mantra. You sell half. I would not. Yeah, you guys do what you want to do. You have a double, sell half, let the winners run, because this is reversing. This is a long term trend that I think could take you back up to this 27 level at some point, given the volume that we're seeing and the relative strength. So,
Okay.
I wouldn't buy it here. I'd like to buy it within 5% of this 1088 number. Now that I'm back at the daily,
So roughly 11. Roughly 11 is when you start looking
yeah,
at it.
under 12 at least, under 12. And if
Okay.
you don't get it, you don't get it. I mean, that's just the way the world works. But
Right.
how many charts look like this right now on this tape? About 11, and he's got one of them.
Yep.
Right.
So Bob, refresh for those that are new. We've got a lot of new viewers on the platform right now. Can you refresh everybody just real quick what these guys do?
They make they're a little miniature $130 million revenue and market cap industrial conglomerate manufacturing testing equipment. So they test. They make machines that test circuit boards, that test batteries, that test semiconductors.